Hi everybody, thanks for following me, the Wizard of Stocks and Long Short Squeeze on Twitter. Right here you can see the names. Um, the focus and highlight is Research in Motion, new ticker symbol BBRY. This is a stock that a lot of my followers know that I've been short since the 16s. Now, the thing with Blackberry that's interesting is that I no longer think it's a short, and the this is one of those plays where I have to thank God that I've realized what I'm up against. Now, regardless if I'm right or wrong on the fact that I'm going to cover my short, I'd like to say that had I not covered my short and I'd stay ignorant, this stock would have a possibility of going to $25 and becoming a very strong squeezer. So my point in saying this is I'm looking to get long here at 13. So I'm going to cover my shorts and get long here at 13. And there's a couple catalysts behind it and things that you guys are going to find interesting. Well, one, I'd like to say that there's no such thing as coincidences. Everything and all my works that I do are based on deep research, and which allows me to see what God has at work and not so much what I am trying to make up myself. Let me give you a example. First, I'll start visually so that you guys can understand something. If you notice, Blackberry has a 7-month strike on it. What I mean by that is that Blackberry, from the time that it bottoms and when it sits in an uptrend and goes up for 7 months, usually that seventh month is a telltale sign in whether Blackberry will continue higher or whether that seventh month will be the inflection point in which it'll go lower. Let me show you how. September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 7th month. Okay? Now, where's the 7th month going to go? Let's go back in history and find out. Here we have September, October, November, December, January, February, March. That's the 7th month, and that 7th month became the inflection point in which it went lower. Now let's go back to 2009. November, December, January, February, March, April, May, the 7th month, and it headed lower. Okay, so let's go back to March of 09. You got March, April, May, June 4, July 5, August 6, September 7th, and it goes lower. So that brings us back to 08 February. So we got February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Now, August is the 7th month. What is August going to do? Head us lower. So, see, the trend's been lower. So, I don't want you guys to think that the trend is always going to be lower. See, that's what the fool's mind would think. So now let's go back again into 07. You got May, June, July, August, September, October. So we can actually start with April. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The 7th month is October. What's October going to do? Okay, so lower, right? So now it seems like the 7th month is always lower. Isn't that pretty scary? But now let's go back into 06. Now 06 is when RIM had a product in which it was catching fire, okay? If you remember 06, it's when everybody bought Blackberries. Everybody had a Blackberry. So now I think we're in that cycle again in 2013. It's a 7-year cycle, 7 months. Okay, so we got 7 months, 7 years. Let's go August, September, October. It's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we're in February. Do we go higher or lower? Now, this time we actually do go higher. We base out after February, March, April, and then we go higher. That's where I believe we're in with RIM. I believe we're going to get these curves. See these curves? Curve. Curve. You see, that is setting up the momentum for a larger rally, which is where I think we're in this cycle. Okay, so now you understand how in '06 we got there and why I think we're here again in 2013. So don't be afraid. You can see and follow me here. Profitly, long short squeeze. Again, no E. And again here on Twitter. Follow me. Now I want to get into how I ended up finding out that BlackBerry was no longer a short and was a long. You see, I'm always on Twitter. It's a way to get sentiment, and I got a retweet of this guy named B-Man Alerts. Supposedly he's a good trader, and somehow he led me to another guy. His name is AC Investor. Now, I'm not endorsing AC Investor or B-Man. I mean, I can tell you right now, I don't like their picks. That is just my opinion right now from what I've seen. But my point is that when I was searching this AC Investor, what I ended up realizing is he claims himself a 38-year-old independent trader with 18 years of experience. Well, I can tell you from searching his blog that I'd rather trade against him than with him, because in the short term he's so wrong. The next day he calls a pick, it goes completely the opposite way, and sometimes it does such spectacular moves the opposite way that I'm just like, wow, this guy couldn't be a better contrarian indicator. Sometimes when you're such a bad trader, your trades are exactly the ones you want to trade against. And some people are just delusional. But here's the point, is that he called support for BlackBerry. Now, as much as I wanted to say he sucked from looking at all his other picks, I noticed that he has a point here. And that's when I began to research the story, and then I stumbled upon some articles about BlackBerry. And the one that I liked was right here, was RIM's BlackBerry 10 chances better than analysts expect. Very good article written by Adam Levineberg, and it explains exactly the story. And you know what? He doesn't explain this in the article, but what I began to understand was, and I began to think about was, if you think about it, BlackBerry is taking all the best apps out there in the market and creating an environment for itself using those best apps. So this way, it's already got the most popular apps that are on the Android market, Apple, the iPhone market, and it's just put it on their market and paid developers to design that same under their operating system. And let me tell you, it's a great idea. I think RIM's got a lot of people that are gonna transfer to that phone. And I've done searches. You can go on YouTube and you can see that if you type in iPhone 5 versus Samsung Galaxy, you could see what the video views. You have 1.5 million people that were curious what it was versus each other. Then you do the same thing with BlackBerry and Samsung, and you almost have 600,000 views, and that's not even with the BlackBerry in America yet. So people are curious. People are thinking about going back to BlackBerry, and their security system with BlackBerry is amazing. So this really has potential, and I really like BlackBerry here, and I think BlackBerry can go to $25 from the current $13 that it's at. So I wouldn't discount it for anything. I think that's what the analysts are missing, the fact that they could now create apps for themselves and charge for those apps, along with the fact that they're making profit margins on their phones. So that also is another reason why BlackBerry right now for the next 3 to 6 months looks really good. You've seen the points behind it. You can read the article that I showed you on Seeking Alpha. You could see that all the analysts are tipped to the negative side on BlackBerry, and which leaves a lot of room for the stock to go up. There's a 28% short interest right now in BlackBerry, which I'll show you, which Right now in this environment, it would only take 2 days to cover, but that's what it thinks based on 81 to 90 million worth of volume. Blackberry is only trading right now at 40 million, 30 million in volume, so it would actually take it about 4 days to cover. And like I showed you where we are in the cycle, I think that definitely higher prices are in the cards. And again, like I need to say to all of you, do not take my advice. I am not a financial advisor. Please contact your financial advisor before making any decisions.